Okay, so guys, I've started the recording. So I'll just quickly start with interfaces. So basically, we all have seen, right, in Java, when we use the extend keyword, right? When we use the extend keyword, then that particular child class inherits the property of parent class. Okay. So now, as we all know that one particular child can extend a property of or can inherit a property from a single parent, not from multiple parents. Okay, we can have multi-level, but we cannot have multiple parents. Okay, so one class cannot have multiple parents. Okay, so this is not supported in Java, and so we can say there won't be any situations wherein I can say class A extends class B, comma class C, comma class D. No, it won't be possible. Okay, so one class can extend only one class. So it can inherit only from one parent class. But now and here comes the concept of interface. Now exactly what is interface and why do we need interface? Okay, one second, let me share something. I would like to share my paper. Okay, so guys, so why do we need interfaces, right? So now I'll give you just practical example. So building interfaces into code, I think is not much difficult, but understanding the concept behind interfaces, I think that's the main point. So okay, let's assume we'll start with the banking application because that is something wherein we can force something. So let's assume you want to open a particular bank in India, okay? And you want that particular bank to get registered with SBI, right? Now we have SBI has, okay, let's forget about SBI. You want to open a bank in India and you want to get it registered in India, okay? So let's say you want to name your bank as any name you can say. So I can say Bank A. Okay, so this is my bank A. Okay, so I want this to open a bank in India, but now what are the rules for opening a bank in India? So government has defined some rules for opening a bank in India. Okay, so now just think practically. So if there is a bank, one second, people are joining in. Okay, so now let's just think practically. If you have a bank, okay, if you are trying to open a bank, okay, so what are the basic things which might be required for that particular bank? So let's assume I have opened a bank. The bank name is Bank A. So what can I do is people can come into my bank and they can open their own account, right? They can open their accounts. Accounts can be of multiple types. They can have saving account, they can have current account, and many accounts. Okay, RD account, FD account. There are many accounts. So if I am a bank, okay, then I should have that provision, that ability, that capability to open a particular account of a customer, right? That is one thing. Now, let's assume that the customer has opened account into my bank. Okay, now just opening account won't suffice, right? He has to deposit some money into my bank if he wishes to. Okay, if he wants to deposit some money into my bank. So there has to be some mechanism wherein that particular customer can deposit money into my bank. So it will say deposit some money. So there has to be some method, some mechanism. In a similar pattern, the customer should be able to withdraw money from my bank. Okay. So customer can withdraw money. Customer should be able to transfer money. Customer should be able to you issue a checkbook. So these are some of the methods, some of the provisions which each and every bank should have, right? But now let's assume if there are no rules and no guidelines defined by the government of India, then everyone will open their own bank and will have their own methods, right? Let's assume there is a bank and that bank particular says that I have a bank, you can open account, you can deposit money, but you cannot withdraw money. Okay. Now that won't suffice, right? You can only transfer, but you cannot withdraw. Now that won't suffice, right? So what government of India will do is government of India will create an interface. Okay. So this is a government of India. What they will do is they will create an interface and it will write as interface bank. Okay. So government of India has created an interface and what they have said is anyone who wants to open a bank in India, they will have to comply with some of the rules and regulations. And those regulations or rules are being mentioned in my interfaces. Okay. So whenever you open a bank, you have to implement this particular interface. That means whenever you open a bank, all the basic rules and regulations which are mentioned in this particular interface, you will have to follow that. Now let's just assume, okay, let's just assume there are couple of methods. So as I said, let's say customer should be able to create an account. Okay, customer should be able to create an account. Okay, so these are one of the methods, create account. Okay, then there is one more method wherein customer should be able to deposit. Okay, so it should be able to deposit. Now there is one more, customer should be able to, let's say, withdraw. Okay, so we'll go with 3. Okay, there are many, but we'll keep it simple. So Government of India says, whenever you open a bank, you have to have a create account, a deposit, and a withdraw feature for your bank. It is compulsory. Okay. Now, Government of India doesn't say if you can allow the customer to open a recurring deposit and FD deposit. Okay. Let's assume that government is not saying anything related to this. So whenever bank A, now let's assume this particular bank A wants to, I'm opening a bank A. So this particular bank should implement this particular interface. This is an interface of Government of India. So this particular bank should implement interface bank. So when I create a bank, there should be create account, deposit and withdraw mechanism. This should be present. Okay, this is the basic, guys. Now we will move ahead to our actual code part. Let's move ahead and let's see. Okay, new share. One second, guys. I'm trying to search my Eclipse. Okay, so assuming you guys can see my Eclipse screen. So what we can do is we can just you can say confusing class. We don't need all this right now. So I'll say select all and save. Okay, so we'll start. We'll start with interfaces. So let's assume I'll create a new class. Okay. No. So what I'll do is first we'll create an interface. Okay, we'll set some rules. So what I'll do is when you right click on this particular package, you can say new. I'll not create a class. I'll create an interface. Okay, interface is similar like class. We follow the same pattern for interface. So what I'll say is I'll say Government of India. Let's say Government of India. So in terms of simplicity, whenever we have an interface, we usually write I in terms of the name of the interface, just to in future if you want to refer, the I symbol can explain you that this is an interface. I'll say finish. Interface will not have a main method. Okay. Now, what do we have in interface? Again, just like we have in class, in interface also we can have fields and variables and methods. Okay. So as I said in my diagram, what can an interface have? Let's say I want to have a method. I'll say public void and create account. Public void create account. Now, so guys, usually when you create a method, how do we create? We create a method like this. Okay. But when I'm creating a method in interface like this, it's giving me an error. Abstract methods do not specify a body. Abstract methods do not specify a body. So using this, what can we learn? Point number 1 is all the methods in an interface are abstract in nature. So when I say abstract in nature means it's a prototype, right? We do not define a body in that particular method. So there has to be no body. So this includes the body. So I'll say close. Are you understanding the difference? When I create a method in normal class, I have a body. Okay. Let me show you again. When I say public method and I write test, this is my method. Normally this is my method, but in interface, this block won't be there. Okay. Because in all the methods in interfaces are abstract in nature. We are only defining the signature or the prototype, not the actual body. Okay. So now this is create account. Another method which we saw was public void. What was that? Deposit, right? So I'll say user. So user should be able to deposit something into my account. And then I say public void withdraw. Okay, guys, cool. So I have these three methods into my interface. Now these is defined by the government of India. Government of India says anyone who wants to open a bank in India has to have these particular methods. So now when I go over Java practice, I create a new class. Now actually I'm trying to create a bank. Let's assume I'm trying to create a bank. So my bank name is, let's say, ICICI Bank. I'm opening a bank, ICICI Bank. Okay. So first of all, if I'm opening a bank, I will have to implement what is defined into my interface. So I would say implements. Okay. Guys, for extending, we used to use the keyword extends, right? But here we are using keyword implements. Okay. And what's the name? I Government of India. This is the name of the interface. See guys, as soon as I created a class and I implemented I Government of India, it started giving me an error. I did nothing, right? There's nothing wrong in the code. I haven't mentioned even a single line of Java code, but still I'm getting an error. Any guesses what could be the error? The most obvious reason is Government of India says
can't implement methods.
yes.
Implement the methods.
Yes, right. Whatever methods I have there in my interface, all those methods should be implemented in your particular class. So the simple way to create methods would be one by one, you can create methods. So you can say public, you can say void create account. Okay, you can say public void create account exactly with the same name. Okay. So, okay, so this is fine, right? One method. And the other way is in Eclipse, you can just click on this. Okay, it will say add unimplemented methods. Just click on this. We'll get all the methods. Okay, guys, it will say, you just click on this particular error. Okay, I'll just, this @override we don't need, but it gives you by default. Just click on this particular method. It says add unimplemented method. Even if you don't get this, you can just simply write this statement and it will work. We don't need this @override. I explained you yesterday or day before yesterday what is the meaning of override. Override means we have the same name of a particular method in parent as well as in child class. So in a similar fashion over here, we are extending interface. So interface also have the same particular method with the same name. Okay. So now in this particular method, now you have to implement. So it says you can do the implementation over here, but not in the interface class. So I would simply say I am in ICICI Bank, right? So I am in, this is ICICI Bank. And what is the name of the method? Create account. Simple. Okay. And we'll say deposit. And I will say withdraw. Cool. Okay. So now I have created my bank, and this particular bank is also implementing the interface. Till now we are good. Now when there is an actual application, okay, now we have an application. So you can say application test. Let's say this is your application, which is, so I'll have main. Okay. So now, there are also a couple of things which I should have actually added while creating interface, but okay, I will cover that slowly. So let's say now I can create in a similar fashion, like we can create an object of class, right? So can we create an object of interface? Let's see. I'll try to create an object of, what I'll do is I'll just copy this name. Okay, this is the name of interface. Okay, we'll do error and then we'll learn. Okay, let's say obj is equals to new this thing. Okay, no, don't use this shortcut. Obj is equals to new this. It's saying cannot instantiate the type I Government of India. We cannot create object. We cannot instantiate an interface, a learning point. Okay, guys, we cannot create an object of interface. The interfaces are abstract in nature. Interfaces are abstract in nature. You cannot create an object of an interface. Okay, it's just a prototype. Okay, so this is wrong, right? This I'll just simply say this won't work. Okay, but we have a class ICICI Bank, right? So I can create an object of ICICI Bank. I can say obj is equals to new ICICI. Okay, I can create an object of ICICI Bank and I can instantiate that particular object. Now, using obj, what can I do? We had method, right? We had create account method, right? So I can access that particular method. I can say a deposit. Okay, I can say withdraw. I can deposit, I can withdraw. Let's try to run this particular thing. Let's move my console down. So guys, you can see we have printed 3 statements. All these statements are from their respective methods, right? Now we all know, right? When you call this will go over here, this will print. These are all basics we have already seen, right? So we'll not see this again. So what I'm doing is I have just used object dot something. I'm calling this method and it's printing. Okay. Now we have completed. I mean, we have implemented an interface. Okay. So guys, if you see now, let's say the government of India doesn't say that you should have your own method. The government of India doesn't define any rule in terms of RD and FD for this particular interface. Okay, for this particular interface, the government of India is not defining any rules. So the government says, I do not have any interference for RD and FD. So each and every particular bank can implement their own method. So let's say you can say fixed deposit. Fixed deposit. Okay. So now this is a method which is only present in your class. This particular method is not present in interface. That is also possible, right? If you are implementing an interface, that does not mean, or there is no strict rule that you should only contain the methods which are defined in interface. No. The interface is whatever methods which I have given you in the prototype, you have to implement those methods. Apart from that, you can also have your own methods. Okay. So I can say fixed deposits. For example, this ICICI Bank says that along with the provision of creating an account and deposit and withdraw, I am also giving an opportunity or a feasibility for a user to open fixed deposit. Okay. The user can also open fixed deposit for in ICICI Bank. Okay. So I'll say FD and I can access this particular from obj.fixed deposit. Okay. Now when I run this, fine. So this is obj.fixed deposit. So you can have your own methods as well. And now let's assume this particular ICICI Bank also wants to trade into share market. Okay. This particular ICICI Bank, now it also wants to trade into share market. So what we can do is there's some SEBI is the regulating authority of share market. Let's assume. Okay, I'm exactly not sure, but I have heard SEBI is looking into share market and all those things, right? So what SEBI will do is it will create an interface, new interface. Okay, it will say share market and iShare market. Okay. So when you say share market, so even SEBI will define their own rules. That particular, if you want to, give your customer feasibility of share market, then you should implement these particular rules. So let's say you can have intraday trading. Okay, so you can have intraday, and you can have one more method. I'm not sure what method. You can have simple, right? There are a lot of ads on mutual funds. I can say you can have a method as mutual fund. Okay. So iShare market says that if you are interested in mutual funds, you will have to implement these particular methods. So when I say ICICI Bank, let's say it says iShare market. Okay. ICICI Bank says I want to go into iShare market. So again, as soon as I implemented, it gave me an error. Okay. Again, I can say add unimplemented methods. Okay, I can say add unimplemented methods, and those methods are added over here. And I'll just show you one intraday. Okay, not I see, because others will also work in similar fashion. I'll show you intraday, and then we can go to application, and I'll say obj.intraday. Okay, so one particular class can implement multiple interfaces using comma. So this is one interface, this is another interface, but the rule is you will have to implement all the methods of those interfaces. You will have to implement, because the reason behind interface was so that you can implement, there are some rules and binding, right? You have to implement. Now, apart from this, I'll quickly show you, we can also have some variables. Let's say Government of India says that rate of interest. Okay, so Government of India, it should be actually float. Government of India says that the rate of interest should be, okay, it should be actually minimum. Let's say minimum rate of interest should be 4.0. Okay, Government of, see the color coding and it moved into italic, right? Something changed. So Government of India says, let's keep it for simplicity, minimum rate of interest should be 4. And why is it so? Because see, if someone opens a bank and it will give you only 1% of interest, then what's the use, right? Government should decide that what should be the minimum rate of interest. This is for example, okay? Now, if you hover on this particular thing, it says minimum rate of interest for this particular Government of India interface. You can access this. We'll try to do some mistake and then we'll learn again. Okay, guys. So let's assume I go into this particular class and I say, what was that? So one more thing, all the variables of an interface are static in nature. Those are by default static in nature. You cannot say obj dot, what was the name of that minimum, right? Something like minimum ROI. Can we access this? Insert this. Can we access this? To complete local variable declaration. Where is this particular minimum ROI here? We cannot access directly. What we can say is, we can say, what was the class name? Sorry, the interface name, I Government of India dot minimum ROI. And I would say, let's just try to print this particular statement over here. Can I print this? I can print this. Okay. I just want to print, this is static in nature. So I'll use the class name, that is the interface name dot something. But now let's say, okay, I can access it via class name, right? So I'll say I Government of India dot minimum ROI, right? This was the value, and I'll say 2. I'll say 2. It's giving me an error. Usually, this is the way you can change the variable value, but this is giving me an error. What's the error? It says the final field cannot be reassigned. So this gives you one more learning that all the variables in an interface are static, obviously. Apart from that, they are final in nature. They are final in nature. That means they are constant, they are final. That means you cannot reassign the value. And this is quite obvious, right? An interface is trying to say that you have to implement. These are something mandatory. And if you implement and if you change the value, then what's the purpose behind having an interface, right? Because in interface, we are trying to do some mandatory things. We are forcing you to do something. And if you reassign something, then there is no point of having an interface and implementing that, right? So these values the variables are static and final in nature. So this particular thing, this won't work. Okay, guys. So we have seen interfaces are just a prototype. Okay. As I said, interfaces are abstract in nature. You cannot create an object. And you can have methods and variables. Variables, as I said, are static and final in nature. You cannot change the value. And for methods, you can only have prototypes. That's the method. You cannot have the body, right? The body is implemented in the class which is actually implementing that particular interface. Okay. And a method without body, right? When I said abstract method, all the methods in an interface are abstract in nature by default. So when I say abstract, it means a method without a body. There is no implementation. You can say just a signature or a prototype of that particular method. Okay, guys, clear? Now, there was this actually the way we have access this particular method, it's also covered as the static polymorphism, but I'll cover this in another topic. Don't worry about it. We have a topic, right? So guys, the time is remaining, so is showing 4 minutes. So what I'll do is we can just disconnect and we'll connect again so that we can have one topic dedicated to this, and we can reconnect again for static and dynamic polymorphism. Okay, I'll quickly end the meeting for all. Rejoin again quickly. Okay, thank you all.